BMER Nation, as per usual, I'm Dr. Tachi. And as usual, I am here to help you level up or up level on your video game. We're talking how to be more with video. Let's go.
Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire.
Guys, I can't help myself. I am super excited, even though I'm always this crazy acting. Today, I'm even more crazy acting because it's not just me. I have a guest. Sometimes you need to hear things from other people in order for it to resonate and make sense. And that's why I'm so excited. I have a really good friend, and she is also an expert on systems and customer service and just everything that has to do with people, I would say. Her name is Arian Hargrove. Arian!
Hey!
What's up? How are you?
Fabulous, fantastic, all the above. Good to be here.
Yeah, let's just say fantabulous. All of that, right?
Fantabulous.
There you go. Fantastic and fabulous. Absolutely, absolutely. So there was a reason that I had you today, not just because I wanted my friend to come on BMER, but I wanted to talk about the whole concept of systems in video. Basically, system. Tell us what a system is. Can you do that? Just tell us what a system is.
So a system can be, I always like to give examples because individuals get caught up in the word sometimes, but a system will consist of processes. It can consist of procedures. It can consist of tools. So the translated version is a system can be a routine. It can be something that is done consistently over and over again to give you the same expected result. So that could be like working out. That could be like creating a checklist for when it's time for production. Meal prepping, that's a system. Your body is a system. You can't operate, you can, but technically your blood can't pump through your body without your heart. You can't think without your brain. So this is our entire body neural system. So everything around us is a system. We just probably don't call it that, but it is.
Come on, Dr. Goodbody, with the body being a system. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So since everything around us is a system, and systems are involved in everything we do, how do we, let's talk about creating a system or a routine, or what we call in video a workflow for video. How would you start doing that? And you actually just started doing video more regularly yourself. So what are some of the things you do in terms of creating a system for video?
So I probably do too much because I get caught up in the weeds of it.
Okay.
But when you want to start from beginning to end, what is that going to look like for you? So for prepping for doing a video, for me, it's okay, what do I need to do beforehand to get ready to do this video? So I'll create a checklist and says, okay, is my camera working? Is my lighting working? Do I need to have a script prepared for what I'm going to go on video for? Am I doing live? Am I doing recording? Those are the things that I will look at first to make sure what do I need to have in place before I even get to the actual video. So there's things that you need to look at before that will prepare you to go live or to prepare you to record. And then there's things that you need to look at while you're recording, like having your power cord, an adapter, making sure you don't lose power while you're recording. Sometimes it's those little things that we don't think about that should be part of your checklist. So you might want to have an extra cord just in case if you're going to be filming off site. You want to definitely have an extra power cable, cord, USB port, whatever that looks like. Same thing with the ring light. I have my ring light up right now. I wouldn't be able to look so fantabulous, as you call it, if I didn't have my ring light, because then it'd be dark. And I learned that from my expert friend who showed me and told me about making sure I have a light before I go live. And you can change that, the different settings on it. So based on what it is you're doing, you might have to put a uniform on. I have my shirt on. That's the stuff you would have on your checklist beforehand. And then there's the during, and there's an after. What do you need to do afterwards? Do you need to put your equipment back into a box? Do you need to tie up all your cords and make sure you still have them? You might want to even check and make sure you have your stuff before you pack up and leave, or before you even turn off everything, so that you can continue to repeat this each and every time. So that system should be something that you can reproduce and repeat every single time and get the same results each time. So that's, to me, part of what I do when it comes to preparing for doing something like this.
And that's interesting that you said this, because now I'm going to lean back on my social science training. The definition of reliability is that something does what it's supposed to do over and over upon repeated tries, right? So you've got your validity that whatever your instrument is, in this case, our checklist measures what it's supposed to measure, right? Do you have your cords? Do you have the damn camera? Do you have batteries? Do you know where you're shooting? Do you have what you're wearing, right? And then when you repeat that over repeated tries, but when you do it over repeated tries, R&R, repeat, right? Repeat and repeat.
Repeat and reproducibility.
There you go.
An engineering term. Ooh,
oh, okay. See, no, see, we're digging way back. So repeat and reproduce. What is it? Repeat and
reproducibility.
And reproducibility.
R&R, you should be able to get the same, basically. You should be able to repeat the same thing and reproduce the same thing. So that's the same thing that comes out of creating your checklist or your system. Is you should be able to repeat and get the same thing each and every time. You should be able to reproduce the same thing each and every time. That's where that consistency comes into play. So once you create a process that truly works and it's effective, then you can get into the efficiency part. Like, can I make this quicker? Can I streamline this? Is there parts of this that I can take out? So you make it to a point when it comes to your checklist that you might have pieces of equipment that become 1 now. So now, yes, of course, your checklist might go from 10 to 8. So that's part of the streamlining your process and not having to carry so much equipment, for example, in this situation. And it applies differently to each application, but that's the steps that I take, especially when working with clients. Let's make it effective so that it's working and you're getting the same expected result. And then you can now make it efficient, which is trying to make it go faster and at the same quality, if not better. You don't ever want to degrade your quality. Absolutely. So that's just like getting a camera. You don't want to go backwards. You want to get better quality. So if you can get a camera that has lighting in it, do they have cameras with lighting in it? I'm trying to make stuff up now, but
that's okay. That's okay.
You know, you had, like, I know my camera changes as I move, the focus, right? If you had a $10 camera, it may not do that. But when you get into cameras that will change the focus as you're moving, those are you upgrading, but it's better quality, it's more efficient, because now you don't have to compensate for that with other equipment, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense, because I guess then what we're saying is the goal is to streamline, right? So whereas you may have had 17 things, now because you're being more efficient and you've purchased equipment that does a better job with less, then you can actually streamline the process and take some things off. Is that what we're saying?
Well, you want to get it to be effective. So making sure it works first, and then and then make it efficient. So I always make sure it works, because everyone always has a way of doing things, right? So the way you set up when it's time for you to do the production, the way I set up, we know is definitely different. But it works for you and it works for me. So because you're doing and getting the same results each and every time now you can look at how can I improve this? And maybe I don't have to set up for 30 minutes. Now I can try to see if I can reduce that setup time from 30 to 20 minutes. That's part of that efficiency, so that now you can spend less time on your setup and more time on your video or more time with your client. And that translates into dollars too. That's like a whole nother thing. So,
that's okay, because you're coming back. We're gonna talk about that in terms of monetizing with video business. So I think that is awesome. And then adding to your R, so you said repeat and
being able to reproduce. So
reproducibility, and then we can also add reliability, because in the social sciences it's called reliability. So say it again. It's repeat reproducibility and reliability. Okay,
Yes.
so the 3 R's.
Triple R, 3 R's.
Triple R.
Yes.
Yeah, there, see, we came up with something.
Another acronym.
On the spot. See, that's what you do when you're being more right? Arian, I want to thank you so much for being here today. I think it is really, everything that you put out there is very helpful, and it's going to help us all level up in terms of what we're doing in life in general, particularly in this case, what we're doing with our video. And so I'm challenging all of you out there to join Arian and myself and to be more. See you next time.
Settling our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours.